Exer by Brandy Brayman. In 1899, Giovanni Agnelli, together with 8 other entrepreneurs, founded Fabbrica Italiana Automobili Torino, which is also known to us as the car Fiat. In the 1900s, Fiat's workforce had a factory in Corso Dante, which is located in Turin, Italy. And by 1912, Fiat produced its first small car, the Zero model, and achieved increased production. Exer's had many significant moments, and I chose to just brief you on a few of them. In 1919, Fiat increases the production of agricultural equipment, giving key contribution to the development of mechanized farming in Italy. By 1927, IFI is formed by Senator Giovanni Agnelli and manages and participates in Fiat and in various other countries. In 1935, IFI buys subsidiaries in Italy and in other countries. In 1955, the Fiat 600 Revolution, which is a small car, was presented by Geneva Auto Show and marks the beginning of mass motorization of Italy, which is also known as economic miracle. In 1969, at the end of the 60s, Fiero enters the Fiat Galaxy and still maintains its anatomy. In 1995, Exer increases its participation in Club Mediterranee, which it becomes its largest shareholder and relaunches the famous all-inclusive holiday resorts French company. By 2007, IFIL acquires control of Cushman & Wakefield, which is the largest unlisted company in real estate services sector. By 2014, Fiat and Chrysler merged to create Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, and its shares are traded both on Milan and New York's stock exchanges. Here's a brief overview of the 6 dimensions of Hofstede's cultural dimensions. There's power distance, which explains the extent to which members who are less powerful in a society accept and expect that the distribution of power takes place unequally. Uncertainty avoidance describes the extent to which people in society are not at ease with ambiguity and uncertainty. There's individualism versus collectivism, regards whether people prefer to be left alone to look after themselves or want to remain in a close network of people. Masculinity versus femininity. Masculinity implies a society's preference for assertiveness, heroism, achievement, and material reward for attaining success. Femininity, on the other hand, represents a presence of modesty, cooperation, quality of life, and caring for the weak. There's long-term versus short-term orientation. Long-term orientation describes the inclination of a society towards searching for virtue, whereas short-term orientation pertains to those societies that are strongly inclined to the absolute truth. There's indulgence versus restraint. Societies that exercise the degree of which they control their impulses and desires. Italy's cultural dimensions. Italian is the formal language, and 93% of the population are native Italian speakers. Their society and culture. Family is the center of their social structure and provides a stabilizing influence for its members. Family provide emotional and financial support to their family members. Religion is primarily Roman Catholic, and there are more Catholic churches per capita in Italy than in any other country. Italians' style matters. Appearance matter in Italy, and the way a person dresses indicates their social status, their family's background, and their educational level. Italians are very fashion cautious and will judge people based on their appearance. Greetings are enthusiastic and formal, so make sure to shake hands and make direct eye contact. As a relationship develops, sometimes air kissing on both cheeks starts from the left side, but wait until the relationship is on a first name basis before assuming that air kissing is okay. First impressions are important, so respect when greeting people for the first time. When doing business in Italy, Italians are intuitive and prefer to do business with people they know and trust. Italians also prefer face-to-face contact. Demeanor is important as a first impression. Always ask questions regarding family, personal interest, and business to build trust. Italians are expressive communicators and often use facial expressions and hand gestures to prove their point. Appointments are mandatory and should be made in Italian writing 2 to 3 weeks in advance. Reconfirm by telephone or fax, also in Italian writing. Italians like to take vacations in August, so most companies are closed during this time, so it's best try not to do business during the month of August. Hire an interpreter if you are not fluent in Italian. And never use high-pressure sales tactics, and always follow through with commitments. Giovanni was born March 12, 1921, and he died January 24, 2003. He ran a successful organization and created jobs for others to have a better future by giving them the tools and learn and succeed. He knew when to use authority and how to delegate the power of authority. He was respected and well-known in Italy as a well-known figure. He was a motivator in achieving a high level of recognition of growth for the company. His behavior was set to be a positive role model for his family and employees. His employees trusted him, and there was a mutual understanding for success of the organization. He led with self-confidence, which is a great characteristic to have in running a successful business. He led with honesty and integrity. He led the company over decades by innovating, expanding internationally, and investing in new industries. He was awarded the highest honor of Italian Parliament, becoming number 2 senator. John Elkann, who was the heir of Fiat's founding Agnelli family, took over the business after the death of Giovanni. And he carried out the chairman role to work with Chrysler's CEO, Michael Manley, and the two men developed a solid friendship 10 years prior to the merge and have similar styles and approaches in leadership. Michael knew how Italy handles business ideas and built a long relationship on trust. So he made a good first impression and continued business. Leadership methods for both Fiat and Chrysler's merger to be a success between John Elkann and Michael Manley. Both show expert power because they had the knowledge and background and skills for knowing cars. They both use long-term orientation in a society of virtue. They both had a vision and a mission to get to know one another's culture to work together. Both are able to exemplify a strategic leadership to create a competitive advantage for the future of Fiat and Chrysler. And both were able to establish a great personal and professional relationship with one another. Here are my references. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.